Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be showcasing to you my denim collection. So I don't think it has to be argued that denim is of course a very essential part of everybody's wardrobe. I think it's just a great thing to have on like a day-to-day basis of wearing something, especially when you don't need to be dressing up a ton. And of course there's still a ton of variation in cuts and material that make jeans and denim in general a wide-ranging category that has a lot of depth. What's funny about this video is it's going to branch out a bit from what I normally have done in my previous videos because I don't just own Rick Owens jeans. I own a bit of a variety in jeans. Of course I'm going to be showing you guys a few pairs of Rick Owens jeans today, but I will be mixing in some jeans from Levi's as well as a pair from Acne Studios as well. So I'm going to start with showing you my pairs of Levi's that I own. These of course are more beater pairs that I use on a day-to-day basis that I can style well with just Ramones and shoes that I'm wearing to be comfortable. So this first pair is a pair of blue, sort of light wash 505s. For you guys that don't know, a 505 is a regular fit, straight cut jean. So it is a pretty generic cut. It doesn't taper at all, and the leg is relatively wide. These are older and they seem to fit maybe a bit slimmer than newer 505s. I'm not an expert as far as denim goes. I don't really delve too deep into getting like pairs from the 80s or whatever is kind of like the it pair of jeans to buy. I normally just buy whatever fits me, especially because I'm a bit shorter and my legs are a bit wider, so I kind of need to find something that flatters my leg. And most of the time just makes it look slim without being too tight to the point where my legs kind of look like sausages. So this pair of jeans is of course nothing really crazy to it, just a light wash denim with some distressing throughout. There's a few knee blowouts on the left knee. A thing I like is kind of the fraying on the back heels of both the cuffs on the bottom. There's a big blowout on this pocket. I kind of want to actually repair it because the lining is separated from the pocket itself, which makes this pocket a bit difficult to use. Also, the coin pocket is kind of fully deteriorated at this point. I think I could still fit AirPods in it, which is kind of what I use these for nowadays. Besides that, a very just normal pair of denim that's going to be good for warmer weather. And like summer outfits where I'm mostly just wearing t-shirts and shoes and it's like too hot to do anything besides that, and they just kind of like flatter my legs well. So these next two pairs of Levi's jeans are both 511s, which is a slim fit. It's essentially the same as a regular cut where it is a straight cut, except that the legs are slimmer. So it fits tighter to your body, but it doesn't taper in any way. And it is by no means a skinny fit. There's still some room between your leg and the pant, especially towards like the ankle or where it sits on the shoe. So this pair of 511s are in somewhat of a slate color. It is a very gray blue. It's very interesting. I really like these just for the color and also the fit. I do like the fit that they have as well. There's no real distressing in this. The main thing being just like fading out on the top of the legs, kind of some crease marks on the legs as well, just from fading over time. Really, none of the rest of the pants I'm going to be showing have any sort of insane distressing. That's not something I really care about as far as clothes go. I'm okay with distressing in clothing, but just that like it happens over time and to the point where it becomes totally unusable, I don't exactly like. So this next pair of 511s is a black pair that I actually waxed myself. I was sort of initially going for like kind of a very heavy wax on these, trying to mimic somewhat of what some Detroit jeans from Rick have, where they're like an extremely heavy wax and they're super shiny. But it ended up being much more of a matte kind of tone. It blends in very well. You can barely tell these are actually waxed. It's just a bit of a shine on these that looking on the inside, the rest of the denim doesn't have. It ends up just making these somewhat of pants I wear on rainy days, just because they are definitely much more water resistant because of the wax coating on the outside. This pair is technically also a premium quality 511. I don't exactly know what the difference is. I guess the denim is supposed to be a little bit better. Maybe the stitching is nicer. It's kind of hard to tell looking between the two. Normally Levi's are built pretty well and are very durable and will last a while, so that's normally not an issue with them. And then like the only difference I would say is like having a leather patch on the back, where it is normally that kind of papery canvas material. So I guess the patch will last longer over time. But again, it's not something I really care about because you barely see that on the jeans. So this next pair of jeans are from Acne Studios. Acne Studios, definitely I would recommend as far as purchasing denim from them, especially because they have a huge catalog of denim that they produce in the past. For a while they stopped producing denim actually, but they have reignited that with their Blanos line, which I've seen in hand. It is still very high quality. So this pair in particular are a pair of Rock Cash Acne pants in a faded black. So again, there's nothing really I can say a lot to make these seem like the most crazy pants in the world. They are essentially just a washed black pair of jeans. Of course, they have a button fly instead of a zip fly, which is like common on more quality jeans, or like the Levi's 501s, which are like their original style. It doesn't do a ton as far as the longevity of the pant, I guess, but I guess the main thing that it does help is if they fit a little small, you can actually button them up a bit easier with this. So I'm not super familiar with the naming as far as the fits of Acne jeans, but these fit pretty close to the 511s, which is so like a slim fit jean. A tip I have with purchasing pants from Acne Studios, especially older seasons, is if you can, try them on in person, just because they typically fit really small. Like these are a size 33. I'm probably a 31 waist at the moment, and they still fit me like pretty tight. So now we'll move into the main event of the video, which are my Rick Owens jeans. The first pair I'd like to show you guys are a pair of Astaire crop cuts in the dirty blue color. So these are the pants. They are a very dark blue, almost I would say close to like a raw denim or like a selvage denim. The interesting thing about Astaire crop cuts and the Astaire cut in general is it is a high-waisted jean. So these are meant to fit higher up on your body, and since these are cropped cuts as well, they have a cropped leg. If you wear these lower on your waist like a normal jean, you would think that they are not cropped or barely cropped, but the reason why it is like that is because when you wear it higher up on your waist, they actually then get this high crop like they are labeled. The thing that I really like about Rick jeans is just the attention to detail, of course, but also the wearability. Most denim, of course, has the age-old understanding that you're gonna have difficulty putting things in your pockets. I think especially Levi's jeans, taking your phone or your wallet out of your pockets is always a nightmare. But Rick denim, I don't know why, but the pockets just are much easier to take things in and out of, and they're also very deep. And also the like coin pockets that our normal jeans are a lot bigger on these and deeper on these and much more useful as well. The thing that Rick does also on his denim is he always has 2 coin pockets. This isn't really a big thing, but it's just interesting. On the left, where you normally don't have one, you actually have one that is quite bigger than the one that is generally on most pants on the right. These stair cut pants also have a bit of that poop butt effect that is common on a lot of Rick pants, but it is, again, less evident when you wear them how they're meant to be, which is high-waisted. As you can see kind of here, it is a very low rise, but again, that is because once you wear it high-waisted, the rise fits much more normal. So this next pair of jeans is a pair of Detroit cuts in the blackety black color. So to start, let's just talk about the color code of these pants. It is a very strange one. When I first read it on the tag, I was like surprised. It's very weird, but not very surprising of Rick to name something in a strange way. The blackety black color is in reference to the fact that these were actually normal indigo colored denim, which is then overdyed black and then applied with a light wax. The wax is very light. It is not extremely evident. At first, I didn't even think these were waxed, but the back pockets have more of a wax to them, which is how I was able to tell. Just looking at it more over time, I just realized it is actually a waxed pair. It is just like a very light wax. This denim also has quite a bit of stretch to it, which I believe is pretty common for most, at least Detroit cuts from Rick. The stair crops are a much thicker denim, but they don't need as much stretch. Since these are skinny jeans, they fit a lot tighter to the leg, and the stretch is definitely helpful. This also leads again into the pockets being very useful on these, because of the stretch of the pant, it is quite easy to still take things in and out of the pocket. Besides that, the only thing to really note on this is that the stitching on these jeans are not tonal black. They're actually what appears to be a waxed black thread, which ends up giving them a bit of shine, which doesn't really detract from the pant as a whole. I think it blends in good enough, and then it ends up just being like a higher quality detail when you look at them closer. So this final pair of jeans are a pair that I recently picked up. I got these a few days ago from a guy on Discord. He was able to get me them for a very good deal. And this pair being a pair of mid-2000s black wax jeans. This pair is somewhat similar to the Detroit cuts with a few outlying things, which kind of justified to me at least purchasing them with already owning a pair of Detroits in a black color. The main thing being these have a much longer inseam, which causes them to stack a ton, like a crazy amount, especially being a little bit shorter, which is something I really like. And then the second being that these are in a black wax that is much heavier and closer to the heavy black waxes that Rick does for some of his jeans, which end up being like kind of the most popular pairs. Another thing to note with these is the denim is a lot heavier and has a lot less stretch. These fit me very tight, like super tight in the waist, but I'm just gonna make it work just because it's hard to find pairs like these nowadays, especially in kind of the larger sizes. A thing to know with older Rick denim is generally it does actually fit bigger than what it's tagged. I'm not sure if this was just a thing done by Rick where the pants had a bigger waist than whatever was tagged, or if it's just from wear over time that has stretched out the waist. But this pair doesn't really follow that. These are tagged a size 30 and the measured waist is exactly a 30. So I would say definitely if you're purchasing older denim, be careful with what you buy and make sure to get actual measurements of whatever the waist is instead of what is tagged, just because it can be a little bit different from whatever's on there. The construction of these pants is actually very similar to Detroit jeans. These also have that kind of wax stitching that contrasts with the rest of the pant. And since these are older dark shadow pants, they have the strap that is on the inside. This was something that Rick did for a long time as just somewhat of the branding of the clothing. This is kind of consistent with his size tags as well, where he's been able to minimize the branding to a point where it is still unique and very Rick-like, but is not so large that it gets in the way of the clothing. I had a Racerback Tank from Rick where the strap was so heavy actually, and the placement of it was not really in the best spot, where it was actually affecting the fit of the collar to a point where I actually had to cut it. And it's funny, it kind of stretched out the collar a bit and it fits a bit frumpy in the back now because of that. So I think like Rick getting rid of the tag was obviously a good move in the end, just because it gets in the way of a lot of the stuff he does. So that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like the video if you liked it, and also subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good day.